It seems like only yesterday that I was holding this baby girl in my arms with her wispy hair, rocking her to sleep. I have so many great memories of Ellen. Seeing the wonderment in her eyes when we spent time together at the zoo, watching her become a sweet and caring big sister to Lucy Wade. Even though it was tiring and sometimes frustrating to me, I remember staying up late at night putting Christmas toys together with her Uncle Russell and knowing it'd be worth all the effort to see her face light up as she ran in to see what Santa had brought her. I remember at ball games I would holler at her from the stands to shoot the ball sooner or to kick the ball harder. Ellen would stare back at me and just roll her eyes with embarrassment. And of course, that would just egg me on more. I'll never forget the time when Ellen and her friends drove up to the house in their prom dresses to take some pictures. And I realized this little girl that we used to call Baby E isn't a baby anymore, but a beautiful young lady.
Oh, that night. Oh, what a night.
About a year ago, Ellen brought Ellen over to our house for dinner. About a year ago, Ellen brought Brian over to our house for dinner so we could meet him. I knew he must be something special if she was bringing him over. It was around the first of the year that Brian asked me to lunch. Of course, I knew something was up when Brian asked me to lunch. And at lunch, Brian told me how he felt about Ellen, how much he loved her, and how she had changed his life. Brian asked me for my blessing for their marriage, and of course I said, absolutely.
Oh my God. Isn't beautiful? Isn't it? Oh my goodness. I love you so much.
Brian, I'm going to ask you to turn, hold both hands with your bride, look in her eyes,
Good.
and make these vows to her. Repeat after me. I, Brian, take you, Ellen,
I, Brian, take you, Ellen,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
And I do promise and covenant
And I do promise and covenant
before God and these witnesses
before God and these witnesses
to be your loving and faithful husband
to be your loving and faithful husband,
in plenty and in want,
and in plenty and in want,
in joy and in sorrow,
and in joy and in sorrow,
in sickness and in
in
health,
sickness and in health,
as long as we both shall
as
live.
long as we both shall live.
I, Ellen, take you, Brian,
I, Ellen, take you, Brian,
to be my wedded husband.
to be my wedded husband.
And I do promise and covenant
And I do promise and covenant
before God and these witnesses
before God and these witnesses
to be your loving and faithful wife,
to be your loving and faithful wife,
in plenty and in want,
in plenty and in want,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and what God has joined together, let no one put asunder. He will kiss your